and welcome to Good Morning Geelong on this very warm Friday morning. Certainly hope you're enjoying the heat. Now, one of the hot topics of late has been the new ring road. First up today on the show, Rollo catches up with Councillor Andrew Katos to discuss the new ring road.
Thanks very much, Megan, here on Good Morning Geelong, as we are joined by Councillor Andrew Katos. Welcome to Good Morning Geelong yet again, Andrew. How are you?
Good, thank you, Grant. Thanks for having me on.
Fish biting out in Corio Bay and beyond?
Yes, hopefully if we can get in amongst all these yachts.
It should make it a lot easier. Let's have a look at some of the council business that's going on at the present time. Of course, you're settling in for your first of a 4-year term. The ring road. We travel the ring road as the stages have been open at the present time. A lot of good reports, but there are areas that we feel that the feedback coming from the community may need to be looked at. First of all, noise barriers.
Yeah, Graham, look, I've finally gotten the maps there for these noise barriers, and the residents in Wandana Heights, from the maps I've been provided, will have no noise suppression at all. And there are parts of the Deakin University estate which will have no noise suppression either. And that's a great concern because the community sort of said they didn't really want the road to go there in the first place. That was the general consensus. So the decision was made to put the road there. Well, the decision's been made. But in my view, what happens here now is that because of that decision to go there, the consequences of that is that noise suppression must be adequate for all residents.
Get it right the first time, I think, is the message there, Andrew. And while we're on the ring road, again, when the first section was opened, there was a lot of comment about the road surface,
Yes.
the looseness of that. It seems to have settled down, and yet having travelled seems to be a little bit noisier.
Yes, well, that leads back to what we talked about earlier there with the noise suppression. Basically, that it was originally supposed to be the good tarmac surface, which is a lot noisier. When you drive on that surface, it's quite quiet. But when you get on that gravelly, the other type of road surface that's been put in to save cost, it is a noisier surface. And that also has impact on the amenity of residents who are living up on the ring road.
One of the other things that has come to light is the question about whether there will be an upgrade to the Barrable Road, given the exit off the ring road.
Yeah, well, if you look at the Ballarat Road exit, it's been a beautiful piece of infrastructure. It's been upgraded. There's an assumption there that the traffic will go there, and it will. So Barrable Road will also have a similar volume of traffic, because if you live in Wandana Heights, Highton, West Belmont, that will be your logical exit point. Now, that's also going to bring a lot more traffic down Barrable Road into Highton proper, and that will impact on the the Shannon Avenue Bridge there, the Princess Bridge at the roundabout, because it's already under an enormous amount of load, and in my view, you will get an even larger workload of traffic coming into that area.
That roundabout that we speak of, down at the bottom of beside Ballying Sanctuary across the Bowen River, it probably, I suppose, in general community perception, has served its purpose. The big question is now if the City of Greater Geelong, in conjunction with obviously Vic Roads, needs to address the issues and what outcomes we can have.
That's right, Graham. The unique thing about that area is that it's 5 roads converging on one point, and that's what makes it difficult, and one of those roads is a bridge. So the problem that you have is the flow of traffic. So putting a set of lights isn't necessarily the answer, but there are several roundabouts in Melbourne where Vic Roads has trialled lights on the roundabout during peak hour. So basically in the morning peak and evening peak, there are lights on the roundabout. It's signalised, and it gives preference to the flow of traffic in the morning and evening peak. And at other times, outside of those times, it's a normal roundabout.
And talking of bridges, of course, we heard from the Mayor, Councillor John Mitchell, and the Sports and Recreation holder. We've got the big World Cycling Championships coming to Geelong in 2010. And we've read that we're going to need some new or, shall we say, temporary crossing of the Bowen River down at Queen's Park.
Yeah, well, the UCI Championships there in 2010, the Queen's Park Bridge as it stands does not meet their standards. It's not wide enough for their cycling event. So in conjunction with the Army and Vic Roads, a temporary pontoon bridge will be built upstream to accommodate the cycling championships. And in my view, it's a good opportunity to test the water and see, well, the old bridge, it should be kept, in my view, for heritage, but there's probably about 800 to 1,000 subdivided blocks that are going to be opened up in Buckley's Falls in the Province Estate. Now, we need to be able to get that traffic flowing, that extra volume of traffic. So it's basically just an amenity to residents. So when we put that pontoon in, it's probably a good opportunity to have a look and see, well, what would a two-lane bridge look like to go there?
And while we talk about water, I know it's one of my pet subjects, and a lot of viewers, of course, and certainly one of your pet subjects within your portfolio and also your community leadership. The question is, are we looking at dams and extra water measures for the coming years?
Well, the council is putting out a water futures strategy, which will be up for debate at the next council meeting this Tuesday. And unfortunately, there's not even a mention of dams and weirs in the process. Now, all along, my point is that we have this natural resource on our doorstep, and it should be investigated. By saying that you're going to investigate the option of a dam or a weir doesn't mean that you're going to turn the key on the bulldozer and it will be done. But we have this natural resource on our doorstep, and the possibilities of harvesting the water resources of the Otways should be investigated.
The views and thoughts of one of our city leaders, Councillor Andrew Katos. Thank you very much for your time, Andrew. Greatly appreciated. And from Good Morning Geelong, it's back to Megan.
Thanks very much for that one, Rollo. We'll be back right after this break with business.